Boopable.
Boopable, so very, very boopable. It actually has a song. There's a QR code on the back that my girlfriend who did these beautiful illustrations, her name is Kathy Moore Wilson. And she, along with Corey Kerr, uh, created an actual animation that makes the Boopable book characters dance, come to life. I wrote the song, went in the studio, and they created this animation, and it's just adorable. So not only the book is happening, but then you get to the back. And I just did my first book reading for kindergartners in the Great Falls Elementary.
Wow.
Oh my God, they are like the cutest things ever.
Power Ace Radio.
Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of PAR Real Talk. As you can see, my guest very excited to be here. Without any further ado, well, my name is Pali. If I can get
Hi,
you to introduce yourself, please tell us what you do and where you're from, please.
my name is Mary Ann Redmond, and I live in Great Falls, Virginia, but I'm from Richmond, Virginia originally, but I've been up here for 30 years, so long time.
Oh, super. That's great. We're global on Powers Radio, so we'd like to find out where everybody's coming from. So, yeah,
I know.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're most welcome. And I think we should just dive straight in.
Okay.
So, well, one bit I didn't ask is, so what do you do? You know,
I am a singer-songwriter for years, like forever. I started when I was 15. I played in bands. I written songs. It's how I made my meager living for years. And the past 8 years, I've been married and living in this beautiful house that looks out on a lot of beautiful nature. And I had a little fox that would come through every day that I ended up befriending, and I named him Henri. And from that point on, I had an inspiration to write a children's book. So that's what I'm here promoting today.
awesome. That's great. That's great. You got right to the right bit, really. It's like you know what my next question was going to be. So this book, so it's called Boopable.
Boopable, so very, very boopable. It actually has a song. There's a QR code on the back that my girlfriend who did these beautiful illustrations, her name is Kathy Moore Wilson. And she, along with Corey Kerr, uh, created an actual animation that makes the Boopable book characters dance, come to life. I wrote the song, went in the studio, and they created this animation, and it's just adorable. So not only the book is happening, but then you get to the back. And I just did my first book reading for kindergartners in the Great Falls Elementary.
Wow.
Oh my God, they are like the cutest things ever. I did a book reading and they would come up and boop the little characters and they'd start, I wouldn't boop this one, I wouldn't boop that one. But, and then, oh yes, and then they'd run up and start booping. And at the end, we put on the big video smart board, is what they call it. And all the kids danced to the to the song at the end. So it was very fulfilling, very much fun.
That is really incredible. Because well, so you actually wrote the book because I watched the little YouTube clip of all the animals dancing and this giraffe. There's obviously the raccoon. So I was like, oh, so wow, that is
Yeah,
really awesome. So yeah, go on.
it's it's an offering for connection because I really feel like the book talks about who's the most boopable creature of all, and then it connects back to the kids. It's you, and then parents can boop the kids. But when I read to the kindergartners, they were like, it's the fox, it's the giraffe, it's the raccoon, and no, it's you. So hopefully the book will connect them to nature on just a fun way to know that we're all the same, we're all connected.
That's really, really, really cool. And kind of my follow-on question was that, so was it the fox that gave you the idea of the book, or was there something within you that, what was the inspiration behind it?
I was driving, my girlfriend was visiting with her dog Bo, and she was in the car where I was taking her back to her hotel, and she was booping her dog, booping him, and I said, oh, he's very boopable. And then I thought that would be a great children's book, and you could do like different animals and the kids could boop them. And so she was like, Maryann, that's genius, you know? And I'm like, people don't say that to me very often. So I got home, I Googled how to write a children's book, and it basically said, I'm paraphrasing, extra points if you rhyme. So I thought about, okay, what animals go best with like the different rhymes? Would you laugh if you booped a giraffe? Would you feel lucky to boop a puppy? And so I put them all together. And then the poem at the end about who's the most beautiful creature of all, lovable, boopable. And then it's you. And I wanted a mirror in the back. And as a self publishing, not for the faint hearted, I thought, well, let's do something more inclusive. So we had people of color, and then we had in the video, I wanted like to include people of color, gay people, you know, just something inclusive where everybody can be connected to this book.
That is really, really cool. So as not even just you didn't just write it, you really wanted to connect and give back to people, bringing up the kids as well. That's where it starts from, right?
I
So
want to give to them what I learned. This little fox that was coming through my yard every day, we got to be friends. I know it sounds crazy because he's a wild animal, right? But he would come through every day, and I would go outside, and I was a little leery, but he walked right up to me like 6 feet. He was just a juvie at that point. He was like maybe 6 months old, and he was very brave. And I was like, you know, people have always told me, you know, you stay away from wild animals, they're dangerous. And then I was started thinking maybe his foxyards were telling him the same thing about us two-leggeds, and they were probably more correct in their telling them to stay away from two-legged, because people are awful to animals, especially to wild animals. But until last September, he would lay down in the front yard, and I would sit out in the front yard, and we would just visit. I would talk to him, his eyes would close, and we would just visit. It would share energy. It was beautiful. So he kind of opened the portal to the rest of all the nature in my front yard, the birds and the squirrels. I had an albino squirrel came for a month or two that I had photos of. It's just nature, and we're so lucky. And we forget, like we get so involved in our lives of where we're going to work and we're coming home, and we forget that there's just so much magic around if you just take the time to be a part of and enjoy it and take it in.
Wow, that is an incredible story. Because so you ended up building like a animal sanctuary, right? In your
It's like that. We had foxes, raccoons, deer. I have a skunk that I've seen. I haven't seen her for a while, but she was beautiful, very floofy. We have flying squirrels that are nocturnal at night. I've got a little table on the tree, tulip poplar out there, and at night they run up and down, and you'll see them float down with their little white underwings. get the peanuts and the little bird seed. Yeah, it's magical. It's fun.
That is really, really cool. And going on from that, into your thought process of writing this book, were there certain, I don't know, maybe we'll call them rituals, were there certain things that you had to do to make sure you are in the right frame of mind to get those creative juices flowing?
I think that it's like, since the fact that I've been a creative person and a songwriter my whole life, almost like their download from the muse. I think that certain people are just more gifted in the creative realm, and my husband has the computer. He can do computers all long and be brilliant at it. Not so much. I'll get an idea and run with it that way. But yeah, it's just it's something that I love. And animals I've loved since I was a kid. And I feel just, they're just my heart. I grew up with dogs, and as I got older, we got cats. And then now I have like foxes and all kinds of birds outside. The bluebirds are back for the spring, and they're beautiful. And my husband, who was the initial photographer, kept getting me better equipment. So now I've got some pretty good shots of some animals as well, which is awesome. Just very, very fun to take photos of everybody.
That's really, really cool. Especially being open to nature and, lucky to have like all that nature around you. It's free, and it really does, it helps all this mental, all this trouble or everything. Nature is the one that heals all of that. So, well, very lucky for you. And I just want to say also thank you so much for sharing that story, because there's so many people that live in big nice places but don't really think, oh, they want to give back. So for you, that's giving back. I really, really appreciate that.
Well, most people anybody that's around me long enough, I annoy the crap out of by showing them photos and connecting what I've seen around here. But do you have animals?
Well, I have a turtle.
What's the turtle's name?
Oh, his name is Charlie.
Charlie the turtle. I love it. There's a kid's book right there.
Oh, I think we should leave the writing to the professionals. I think that would be that would be best. And kind of going on from that. So let's say for those that have read it or those that are yet to read it, when they finish reading the book, long after they've closed that book, if there is one thing you want them to take away from the book, everything in there, what would it be?
That we're not separate. We're all connected. We're all made out of the same molecules of everything else on the planet. And that wild animals when I first met the little fox, my human ego had me separate from all of that. And then when I got to be friends with this little fox, I realized, oh no, the more we can contribute to being mindful of our environment and of our animals inside and out, the more you're supporting your own, not only physical and emotional health, but the more vibrational frequency gets a little bit higher when you can love everything more. So we're all connected, I guess, is the short answer.
That's a great answer. Because you bring it all around, not just to human or because of your sexuality, because of your race, but even to animals. And people here say they love cats, they love dogs, but even to foxes, raccoons, skunks. Like,
yes.
It's really cool. That's a great answer. And so actually, let's cover this bit first. where can people go and find you if maybe somebody wants to send you a message or somebody wants to reach out to you? And obviously the book Boopable, that's
My
the
web
hope.
is maryannredmond.com or www.maryannredmond.com. And you can email me at Maryann, Maryann, no E, at Maryann Redmond, REDMOND.com. And that link will take you to my music and gigs. I have a few jobs coming up, but the Boopable book is on Amazon. It's on boopablebook.com, but you can find it easily now. It took a minute, but you can find it easily now.
Awesome. Because it's a unique title. It's a tongue twist. I had to actually pronounce it a few times just to make sure I got it right. But now it rolls off your tongue. So now I think I've got it. Boop, 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 boop,
boop, boop, boop, boop, so very, very boop, 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 boop.
I think we need to come back for a second episode just to talk about your music, but you got a really great voice, and we're music stations, so we'll definitely love to have you for that episode.
I would be honored.
Oh, super. And kind of going on from there. So is there going to be a Boopable too, or is there going to be something else? Is it just children's book?
I hope I'm putting the energy out in the universe for the next book about Henri, my little fox buddy that was visiting, and the connection to him. And if the wild things aren't as wild as we think they are, then maybe there's hope for us to find our true nature as well. So that's the premise of the next book. But it hasn't started. It's all up here right now-ish. So hopefully it'll come to fruition.
Oh, well, let's keep speaking into existence and it shall happen, Can't wait to hear more about it. And so I just want to go back to Boopable.
Okay.
Because not just it's very playful, it's sung now, and if people need to go and catch up on the YouTube animation of it. It's really incredible. I had to play a few times and just like kind of jiggle along. But so how do you, because it also, apart from being playful, carries a positive message, like a message, a meaningful message that people need to resound on, as you said, about connection. How did you balance those two in the book?
Gosh, I'm not sure if I did. I hope that what happens is it's a fun book. It's the Kathy Moore Wilson who did all the beautiful illustrations. They're so engaging. And I think that hopefully when people read it, just the good intentions of connecting and the aha, oh, we're all connected, will slip through the cracks of anybody that might feel a little more separate from anybody else or from the animals.
Nice. I think then my next bit really is, so out of these animals, I know we already spoke about Henri. So if there was an animal that you don't have right now, but it's in the Boopable book animation,
yes,
which animal would it be? Which animal would you choose if you could choose any animal to join your animal sanctuary? Which one would it be and why?
The one that I'm scared of that I have a bench out front that has peanuts. I'm watching the crows on it right now. We have a bear every once in a while that'll show up in the Great Falls area. And if the bear actually comes here to my front yard, everything gets rolled up. We can't have bears. So as much as I love all animals, I'm just hoping the bear stays in the other part of down by the river. So we don't want to have to roll up my bird feeders and the bench for the crows or so. But if there were any other, gosh, I miss my chipmunks. We used to have chipmunks, and I think the fact that we have so many foxes that they've eaten them all. I think, I think that they've gotten a little low on the population scale, but I would love to see more chipmunks back. We used to have them.
Nice, very nice. And also going deeper into that, like you've written the book, and maybe during the thought process of writing the book, or after now you've written it and you're seeing how people are receiving it, has there been anything that you then discovered about yourself that you didn't know before you started writing that book?
I probably knew how impatient I was before, but if you ever do self-publications, it's a pain in the butt. They're so slow. I started with another self-publishing company up in Canada, and it was just like, they take your money and then you like beg them for a little bit of attention, right? It's just like you disappear from their mindset. The second people that did this, the book now are so much lovelier. Author House did the publishing, but the one thing that I guess I've learned is that I'm impatient, and I really like people people to get back to me in a timely manner. But I'm very appreciative of when people do what they're supposed to do as well. So yeah.
That's really, really cool. Thank you for that answer. And let's kind of digress a little bit. So you're an author, you're a singer, you're a songwriter, you wear quite a few different hats. If there was an emoji that would describe you, maybe it's not something that is actually circular yet that everybody can choose. Maybe you're just going to create one for yourself. What emoji would it be and why?
Oh, huh. I would like to evolve. I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I would like to evolve into a fairy a nature fairy emoji. So I could be out there with among the animals, like there's a Snow White emoji with the wings and playing with all the wild animals outside. I don't think that, I'm not sure if that's emoji or not, but that's where I would like to go with. That's where I see myself moving towards. The
really cool.
nature entity.
So a nature emoji, that would be a nature fairy emoji. That sounds really, really cool. That's definitely not there yet. So, well, copyright.
There you go. Get that down quick.
So, and kind of as we're wrapping up, so
okay.
For you, so apart from the writing, you said you've got gigs going on, you sing. What's the big project in the pipeline? What can we look forward to?
Well, I've been in the studio where I've written a new song called Bigger Buddha that Danny Leonard is my guitar player, co-producer, and we're in Bias, where I started my original Here I Am CD 25 years ago. And so we're back in the studio this week. We're still creating music, which is fun, beautiful, and I'm still playing. I guess I'm just really blessed to be married to my husband, who's supportive and allows me to be creative and not have to drive an Uber for my living, because that's what I have to be doing. Because, playing gigs out until late is not happening for me anymore. I got to go to bed early, hon. I'm getting old. I need my rest.
You look good for you. You don't need rest.
You're nice.
Actually, that kind of leads into my next question.
Okay.
As to obviously you do a lot. And they're only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to schedule all these things in and still have time for you?
All of it is for me. I mean, I love the creative process of photography. I'm inspired. I mean, I really have a beautiful life that I'm really grateful for because I can be inspired to do what I love. And not everybody can do that, right? A lot of people I used to have to go out and take every gig just to pay my bills to get to the next, month. So I didn't get thrown out. And I was blessed to do that too. But at this point, my husband's just retiring. We get to walk with the dogs. He's working on his stuff. He's very creative as well. But it's not a matter of etching it all in. It really is just inspirationally grateful to be able to live the life that I have at this point.
That's really, really cool. Because not everybody actually appreciates what they've got. So it's great that you do. Most people they're always worrying about those things they don't have.
And I was sick for a long time with Lyme disease, and now I'm better-ish. So when you get to have your health, there's a lot of gratitude with that.
That's really, really cool. And kind of like my wrap-up question.
Okay.
If you now look at maybe, saying the younger version, like the early stages of you starting off, which obviously we'll be talking to a younger generation now.
Okay.
What bit of advice would you give them about how they live their everyday life?
Don't listen to the haters. Follow your bliss, your higher self, inspirational self. Follow the stuff that makes you excited and go for it. And don't let other people's insecurities and projections get in your way. Do what you do, and you do you the best way you can. And that would be my advice to myself 30 years ago as well. Just don't listen to your mother when you're growing up, when she used to say, you should take typing, honey. Everybody's a singer. Take some typing. Although it does piss me off because I should have taken typing, because when they created computers, I needed to know what the keyboard was. She was right anyway, damn it. But no, it's all good. It's all good. Just be who you are and go for it. Enjoy your life and follow your bliss, follow your passions.
That's really, really cool. It's a really great answer. Well, definitely take that myself. And kind of a final question is, what would you like to say to the people that have read your book and the ones that are going to read your book? And it's not just about the book. Now we know you're musicians too. So the people that have been rolling with you.
I would say I'm so grateful to Kathy. Well, the people that read it and left great reviews, I appreciate you. But it wouldn't have happened without Kathy Moore Wilson, the illustrator, or my girlfriend, Lena Markley, who did all the heavy lifting on the graphic arts that Arthur House kind of turned sideways. But those two women and my husband, it wouldn't have happened. It takes a village, man. It took a village. But yeah, so onward, just keep doing what you do, and that's what I'm going to do. Going to keep exploring creativity, having fun.
That's perfect. That's great. And we'll follow suit, and we'll be there to watch how you're doing it as well. So we can learn a lot.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, for blessing us with your presence, and your energy is so infectious. Thank you so much. And yes, we'll be looking forward to catching up again pretty soon.
I hope so. Thank you, Polly.
Take care, Mary. Have a good one.
All right, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Power Ace Radio.